An overgrown nature preserve drives us away.
We experience a country pass and hikes to recreated ruins.
Plus, the final stop before Scotland. But the inn is full.
We're Casey, Rodney, and Salsa. Currently, we're traveling through Europe, navigating the Schengen Shuffle in our motorhome, Holly. We are sharing real travel life highs and the happy detours along the way. Please hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, make sure you bookmark our webpage, and follow us on Facebook at Empty Nest Adventures TV. Welcome back to another Empty Nest Adventures
TV.
Last time you left us, we checked off a big list on my bucket list. Kind of became your bucket list too as we got closer and closer. So, which was the Adventure Bike Festival at Ragley Hall.
In England. It was fantastic. We had a great time.
Despite how hot it was.
It was super hot.
We returned to the campsite that we were at before the Adventure Bike Fest.
The one where we had to go through the water.
Through the fjord, yeah.
Yeah.
The church farm camp. So we went back there. Wasn't as hot as the first time we were there.
No, but we got some laundry done. We got Cousin Eddie taken care of. We got some things situated that we needed. Yeah,
because we were there at the festival for 4 days, which is kind of a long stretch for the way this camper is set up because it's older when it comes to power, water, and the water we need to get rid of every once in a while.
We like to go 3 to 4 days is tops. 4 days is kind of at the top.
So before we dive into this in our traveling that we did for this week, wanted to mention a little bit about what our travel philosophy was and what it's become now, because
it's changed.
A lot of you may not know that about 10 or 12 years ago, we moved and lived in Costa Rica for a year.
Yes. When our kids were teenagers, we decided to go to Costa Rica and live for a year. The kids went to public school and it was an adventure then.
And our philosophy then was to experience what it's like to live in a place that we visit.
We didn't live in an expat community. We chose to live in we lived in a rural community. The kids they were the only ones that spoke English. I mean, outside of them speaking English in English class, but they were the only Americans.
Yeah, it was a little village of about 40 homes, maybe, and I think about 30 of them were related to each other somehow, cousins or something like that. But when we've gotten here, because we're moving around so much, we don't get a chance to really feel what it's like to live in an area unless we have an interaction like we did when we were in Tirana and we went to the Winter Festival.
Right.
We lucked out with the 2 cab drivers who were brothers. Who gave us a whole lot of insight of what it's like to live in Albania and experience Albania. So we've kind of developed this new kind of philosophy on this trip, and it goes all the way back to Germany.
Yeah.
The idea that we are visiting places that no one we know will ever see.
Ever.
Ever.
We're not big city people. Going to Rome and things like that. Sure, there are things in Rome I would love to see. I would want to fly in, have a travel
plan and
have a tour guide.
That's have it all set up.
Have it all set up and then leave. It's big cities are not our thing at all. Yeah. We prefer the smaller towns, the more out of the way things.
We've seen some of the big tourist places like Pompeii and Valley of the Temples and stuff like that. And people ask why we didn't go see the Colosseum in Rome.
It was Easter.
It was Easter weekend. That was the first problem. And just trying to get the camper in there and getting rides and everything else set up is it just takes too much time and effort to get it done.
You have to figure we're on a 90-day visa. That means we have to see as much as we can. I mean, we had to get from the Baltics to England in 90 days, to Great Britain in 90 days. That's all we had and see as much as we can. But we have to drive that. Yeah. And we only really drive the camper for, we say an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. because it's a lot on roads you're not familiar with, and this big old thing, it takes a lot of concentration.
Yep.
So about 2 hours is about right.
Yep. So, but speaking of things that people we know will never see, the first place that we tried to stay at this week is definitely a place that none of our friends or family want to go to. It was in a town called Ilkeston.
Yeah.
And it was built as like a parking lot around a pond. It sounded really nice on Park for Night.
Oh, yeah.
When we got there, it was overrun.
It on Park for Night, it's ducks and swans on the pond. Oh, it's so beautiful.
There were hundreds of ducks, hundreds of geese, hundreds of swans, and what I'll only refer to as ROUSs.
Oh, God.
What about the ROUSs?
Rodents of Unusual Size? I don't think they exist.
If you know, you know. But
yes,
rodents of unusual size.
Yes, I was walking salsa, and I could see these beady little eyes peeking up at us. So we don't have any pictures or video of it because we got out of there as fast as we could.
Because I was looking out our bed window, and there was a hole. I was looking at all these geese and swans and ducks, and just, oh my God, they were everywhere. Yeah. And just, it was kind of not well taken care of. And I'm looking, and there's holes in the ground, and rodents of unusual size are popping up out of the, and I probably saw 6 in the time that he walked down and saw his, and Salsa did her tinkle and came back, and I looked at him and said, "Get us out of here now." Yeah. We've had 1 mouse this entire time. We've had 1 mouse, and we got it in San Marino. Yeah. And we went and bought traps, and it was gone. Took care of it. So, but these things were huge.
Yes.
And I didn't want one in the camper.
Yeah. So, so obviously we took off from there, and we didn't go very far.
Right.
There was a lay-by not too far away that we could park in for the night. It was right next to a golf course. It was actually kind of at the end of the driving range. So hopefully there wasn't any big hitters that got close to us or anything. It was actually pretty quiet. It was
getting nighttime, and the golf course was silent. So.
And I think we had another camper van that joined us while we were there too. So it wasn't like we were all alone.
They probably went and saw the.
Yeah, they may have tried the first place too. Yeah. I would hate to pull in there at night and not know what's going on, and then wake up in the next morning and your camper is a rodent home. So, so after that quiet night, we continued on through the English countryside. Had some pretty scenic drives.
It's beautiful
along the way.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that England seems to be all their fields are separated by these rock fences. I love that look. It's just very quaint.
Yep. So the next night we stayed at a campground called Heather Hill Campground, kind of a farm style campground. It was a small one. And we're noticing at the campgrounds here that they have more areas for tent campers.
Yes.
A lot of people riding bicycles and camping or just hiking and camping. We saw a lot of that there.
Some hiking, yeah.
Really nice, beautiful area, cooler temperatures, thankfully.
Thankfully.
But the highlight was it was near something called Winats Pass, which is a very scenic little pass between mountains, I guess, or hills, or whatever you want to call them. They were pretty well green covered.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, breathtaking.
Very much a tourist spot because we saw all kinds of campers lined up and down the street and everything else. And we thought about maybe parking with them and staying for the night, but we basically
had places to go.
Yeah, and we had seen what we wanted to see because we drove up through the pass.
Yep.
Which was a little nerve-wracking because it's a single lane up there. It was
very nerve-wracking.
And it was kind of busy getting up there. We got up to the one point where there was you could go into a cave if you wanted to pay to go into the cave. But we parked up there and we just walked around a little bit, took some pictures.
We did a little hike
of the view, and then we came back down that
narrow
lane.
path.
Yeah, narrow
But it
path.
it was absolutely gorgeous.
Everybody's been very nice about pulling over in the pass-bys and stuff like that so we can
letting
get by
us go by because we're bigger.
Yes. Yeah. So we did some more driving out into the scenery and the highway. We went through the little town of Herby, or Herby, or I guess it is. It's ear and by. That's put together. I don't know how they actually pronounce it. But and just outside of town, there's another little lay-by there that is a little bit off the road. Had a nice grass patch in between it. When we had pulled in, we had noticed that there was a little like food trailer, I guess it was sitting there. Wasn't open or anything, and there was a nice open field behind us. It was a pretty quiet night.
Yes.
The traffic slowed down at night. That was close by, and I think we had another camper van that joined us,
and then a truck
and
a lorry.
What they call a lorry,
tractor trailer.
So I'm sure the guy was in there for the night. When we got up in the morning, the food trailer was open.
Yep.
So we went and we got some
him for breakfast.
Yeah, we got some breakfast sandwiches there. We thought it'd be nice. I had a little talk with the lady that runs the place, and so she said she's usually there, I think Tuesday through Friday or something like that.
Yep.
So it was very good.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was very nice.
A little breakfast sandwich was very good.
Yep. So we continued on, and we had a couple places that we kind of wanted to see that kind of fit into that category of places that no one else is going to see that we know.
Yeah.
And it was down some more narrow lanes, some more pass-bys and some other things. And we spent the night at Park Hackfall. And that was actually, I think that was the 4th of July that we were there that night. We didn't see any fireworks. Don't really celebrate it over here in England. Might be a little bitter about it or something. I don't know. But the sky gave us some fireworks. I had some good pictures of the clouds that went over that were very impressive and very nice. So the next morning we got up and we took a little hike. The first little stop is a place called Lover's Leap.
Oh.
And we survived it.
We didn't leap.
Yes. So we're still here.
Yeah, we are sitting in an old ruin. It's not really an ancient ruin. I think it was built in the 1800s, I think they said.
1820, I believe.
Yeah, somebody that had the land out here built this to kind of mimic a ruin, to have a place for people to come and see and sit and enjoy the view. Now, don't have much of a view now because it's kind of overgrown, but there certainly are views along this path.
Yes, and we've taken video and we'll put them on there.
When we got back from the hike, we wanted to leave, but the parking lot was kind of small, and there were already 2 or 3 other campers in there taking up more than one space, like we have to.
Yeah.
So we were kind of parked in, and we had to wait for people to come, and so we could get the camper maneuvered around and get out.
Yep.
And so I think we had lunch while we were waiting or something like that. So we made our way through some more narrow lanes. Used sometimes stone fenced lines, sometimes hedge lined. So I brushed a few hedges with the side view mirrors on there. So it wasn't too bad because there wasn't very much traffic. It's just you cannot see around these corners, and the speed limit is like 45, 55 miles an hour. And I'm like, kind of crazy.
You can't see around the corners, but of course he's on the wrong side of the road for how they do it. Yeah. I am sitting where their driver would be, so I can see a little further down the road than he can on the other side.
Yeah.
So that becomes a little bit of an issue for us on,
Yep. So we made our way through that to this place that was a Druid Temple.
Yep.
Funny. She doesn't look Druish.
And what it is the creator recreated Stonehenge, or a facsimile of it. It is stone pillars, and everything is evened out to north, south, east, and west. You have each of the points, and then you have the midpoints, and it even is used for some of the pagan festivals and things like that you'd have. So some of the old timey things, and it was very cool.
Yeah, because it had
we
like
took a
the
hike
base
and-
of like the compass points and the elements, and it had like that calendar stones up on the hill, and then it had a couple other little areas that were like the nesting things that hung from the trees. And
we went for a walk. I mean, it has a walking trail that goes all the way around it. And in the middle of the woods, there were these nest baskets hanging from trees, or there was a rock pile that you're supposed to add a rock to when you go by it.
You
things
found a
like
rock
that.
to add.
Yeah, I added a rock.
Yep.
So, I mean, there were kind of these different things in this area, but it was very cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of we saw some really cool places in that little area. So we had to continue driving a little bit in the narrow lanes to get back out of the area into more, I guess, a civilized area, or bigger roads, at least roads we feel more comfortable on. And we went into the town of Newburn with the intentions of staying at a place called the Swan, which is another one of these pub places that you can stay at. And despite the fact that I sent them an email and said, hey, we want to show up and we want to have dinner, will you have parking for us and everything? And I think I even got a reply that said, yeah, that was okay. And we get there, and first of all, I don't even know how you really get a camper into their parking lot.
It one lane, and there's cars parked this way. So they had one car that was kind of not pulled all the way in. It kind of hung out.
And it was uphill.
And it was up a steep hill, and I got out and ran up to look because I couldn't see where a camper would go, and I walked around to the back, and it was
no
full.
spaces,
There was no way we were going to fit up there.
So we quickly found another parking spot in town, and this one had plenty of room.
Oh yeah,
I think it was like a parking lot for like a community center or something nearby. There was a couple of restaurants nearby, but by that time we decided we'd just eat in and enjoy that. And I think there were 3 or 4 other campers that showed up while we were there.
Yep.
There was one guy that was there when we showed up, and then he left and came back. I don't know what.
And lots of dog walkers.
Yes.
Lots of people walking dogs everywhere. Yeah. There aren't stray dogs here in Great Britain. We haven't seen stray dogs and things like that like you did in Albania.
Yeah.
So everybody loves dogs, though.
Yeah. But that's kind of the theme here. A lot of the parking places that we park, they're near a park.
Yeah.
And people come and walk their dogs and stuff like that. So
people see salsa and fall in love.
They're usually very quiet and don't bother us, and so it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
So that was our last night in England.
Yes.
Because
we're on to Scotland.
And that'll be the beginning of our next Empty Nest Adventures
TV.